I have to ask you about some news that broke late this week, some troubling news, a report from the Bureau of Labor and Industries that says that state leadership in Oregon of the legislature allowed a sexually hostile work environment. I want to backtrack just a little bit because this comes a year after sexual harassment allegations surfaced at the Oregon Legislature, where State Senator Sarah Gelser, who accused then Senator Jeff Cruz of sexual misconduct. She says the culture in Salem has not improved, and the Boley report says that the leadership created a culture that discourages people from reporting sexual harassment. Governor, I know you feel very strongly about the topic of sexual harassment. This report has to be deeply troubling to you.
It is very, very concerning, and I need to be very, very clear. Sexual harassment of any kind in the workplace, whether it's in the Capitol or in our courtrooms or in our classrooms, is absolutely unacceptable. I think we need to use every single tool that we have to change culture. One of the reports that I look to is the Oregon Law Commission report. They recommended that the legislature create an Office of Equity so that folks who are being harassed have a safe, confidential, and independent place to go get the help that they need to make sure that the workplace action that is harassing them is stopped immediately.
In that report, Sarah Gelser says that leadership, when she told them about these complaints, dismissed her, did not support her. One leader yelled at her. Another leader told her to deal with it. Another leader said she wasn't likable, so maybe she wouldn't get support. How do you feel about your leadership, that this was the response?
I know that President Courtney and Speaker Kotek are working on implementing the recommendations from the Oregon Law Commission and making sure that the Capitol is a workplace that people feel safe and comfortable. I certainly can't speak to Senator Gelser's concerns, but I certainly am concerned that everyone, regardless of their position, whether they're a state senator or an intern, feels safe in our state capitol.
The report was specifically critical of Senator Courtney and House Speaker Kotek. Will you hold them accountable?
I think it is important. I know they are very concerned, that they are working on implementing the recommendations, and I will work with them to make sure that all of the recommendations from the Law Commission are implemented.
Do you think the legislature should take any kind of action against the leadership, like a rebuke or something like that?
Here's what I would say. Culture change is very difficult, and it takes all of us. It takes training and education. I made sure that all of my employees went through that training by the end of the year. We're making sure that all of our state agencies have consistent policies in place. We want to make sure that people who feel uncomfortable, that feel that they are being harassed at work, have a safe place to report and that appropriate action is being taken.
But are you personally disappointed in your leadership?
I'm certainly concerned about the report. I haven't had a time to fully evaluate the report. It came out yesterday. Certainly, I know Speaker Kotek, the Senate President, they're working hard to ensure that everyone in the state capitol feels safe.
Brad Avakian is the labor commissioner. Today was his last day. We're talking on Friday, so Val Hoyle takes over on Monday. Will you make sure that that report gets followed up on when Val Hoyle takes over?
Absolutely, and I've talked with Commissioner-elect Val Hoyle. She's being sworn in on Monday of next week. I know that this issue is a top priority for her, and I'm confident that she will take the action she deems necessary.